We're going live again. Hey, good morning. This is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. It's about 9:07 on a Saturday. It is Saturday, so yeah, I get to sleep in every once in a while. This is our 478th show. I should take my little notepad, so I'm not always looking down there. And we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way, so you get home to your family and friends, bring value to the customer. It's important. And have some fun along the way. And kind of my picture, we're going to talk about this. It's pickaxe. It's an old coal fire. I don't know if it's part of the Pennsylvania Railroad, but it's an old pickaxe for coal mining and mining. Who knows? So got this little pickaxe. Talk about that in a second. Going with the title. So the title I put in there, Mountain Backlog. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And how many people, I'm just going to do one topic with a couple examples today. So not multiple topics. So teams are always saying that they are not in control, that they can't fix something. It has to be the organization to fix it. And I've seen this multiple places where it'll be like, well, we have no impact. We can't control that destiny. We can't do what we need to do to deliver in a 2-week period. Therefore, we quit, right? But there's a lot of stuff at the team level that can be done. And I'm going to give you 2 examples. And what I want to show you is I drew this. I drew something. I drew this, right? So I got the mountain blocker. And the way I envision this, I was talking to a gentleman the other day, or another Agile coach, and explaining, because my role I got multiple levels in my role. I am an enterprise coach. I am a team coach, and I'm an individual coach, pretty much all in the same organization. I help all throughout. I'm coaching at the organization. So when we have blockers that are big, right, and the team's like disheartened, I do 2 things. One, I get the organization start chipping away, just like mining a tunnel. I get the mine stuff, right? So you know when you do the underground tunnel, like the boring machine, one of Elon Musk's thing. You don't go from one direction all the time. You go in from 2 ways. When you make a tunnel, because it's just quicker, because in the same period of time, you can get closer and closer to where you want to be. Where if I just took one direction, it'd be twice as much time. However, if I start on both sides at the same time, it takes half the time. Ooh, it sounds like Scrum, doesn't it? Half the time. So what they do is they go from one side and the other one, and they meet in the middle, and it takes them half the time to build the tunnel. That's the idea on what you teach your team. The team needs to do some work to get themselves closer to where the organization is getting there. If they wait for the organization to start, it'll take twice as much time for them to be able to take on these new capabilities to get rid of this giant blocker. So the idea when you coach these organizations, you also have to coach at the team level, the individual level, and at the enterprise level. So, and you can't push it all down at the team level either, because sometimes the organization has to do something. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So the idea when you get these giant blockers is you chip away at the organization level and at the team level, and you meet halfway. It cuts your time to changing your process down in half. Got it? So that's the graph. Like my stick figures. I don't know. I drew them. I thought they were nice. Anyway, and then I realized, I said as we were doing this, is that I had this pick. And I forgot I had this pick, right? Well, I just got it the other day for the railroad museum. So I was like, oh, I got a pick. This is the kind of pick they used to dig tunnels out with when they're building a railroad or coal, one of the 2. So they use these, to dig a hole, and then they put the explosives and blow it out. But or they use this when coal would freeze, right? So you get the big pile of coal on the back of the fire. Oh, okay, we're way off topic. I'll save that. One day I'm going to start a train museum show and talk about all the artifacts we've been collecting. Anyway, back to Scrum and Agile. So, got a team saying they can't do nothing. They're blocked, right? So what do? So here's 2 examples. I had one team that was dependent on a DB admin to make changes across the organization. And there was a lot of layers of configuration and control and make sure, because if you mess something up, it messed up everybody else. So there's a lot of hoops to go through. So for the longest time, I kept going, why don't you just work a deal with them to get a temporary database that you can control and update? And it took them a while, and when they finally got it, it just blossomed. I think I talked about one episode, the amount of productivity they were. So where they complained they didn't have any control over that database thing. Now they got a temporary database that they can actually build code to, try it out, run it. It looks just like the regular one and see how things work. And then once they get it close enough, then they go to the DB or say, here's the fields we want in the table. Are they okay? Is this format? And then the only delta change they had to do was say, if they came back and said, no, change it to this, change it to this, they can go in their code and change the reference points. So it was a lot easier. They didn't wait. They didn't wait for the DB to tell them what it was. They went ahead and coded, and while they were coding, the DB group was working on it. So they got closer and closer, and they came up with a solution in less time. Right? So that's one example. Another example, I had another group that's starting to do automated unit testing. So there's a big push back and forth. Like, what do? We don't know what to do. It's automated unit testing. It's just a unit test that you can run no matter what. And you make stubs and how you do this so that it runs no matter where the system is. It just runs. Well, there's two facets of that too. There's the team writing the code for the unit test, and then there's the organization supplying the software from which to monitor for more of the DevOps world, right? So they want to put software. Well, if the team waits for the DevOps software to come on, then they're not getting there closer. But as they're working on this, they could be writing the code and get closer and closer so that in the end, the two sides shall meet quicker, right? And this is where you have to be careful as a Scrum coach or any organization, any manager, anywhere. This applies to anything you do in the planet Earth. You have to make sure they're both working at the same time and not waiting for the other one to get done, then starting what they're doing. You need to have them working a little bit in parallel together and try to work their way. I mean, there are stories where the tunnels don't match. I think there's stories of train tracks not matching, like one was over here and one was over here, and they didn't quite meet in the middle. They can fix that. So anyway, so that's my talk for today, Saturday. It's just about when you have mountain of blockers, you work a little bit from the organization side and you work about from the team size and cut the time to get the final answer in half. So that's what I have for today. Happy Scrumming. I am tracking. I don't know if you can see it, but I do have it up there on my wall. I will take a picture of my healthy Scrumming, my first shared thing, and I'll put that up on Instagram as some of the Agile artwork. Okay? Have a great day. Thumbs up if you like the show. I hope you're having a good Saturday. Hope you get a chance to relax. Ring the bell if you want to get notifications. We're going to try to do some small, short things. Always nice putting little 1-minute shorts out there for just consumption and fun. So we'll figure something out today. We'll do something. There's always craziness in the house, but we also want to make it project oriented and stuff like that. So we'll look at that. All right. Take care. See you. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend and happy Scrumming. Bye. And see ya.